Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. And here we go. Country spare ribs are on the menu today. And that's what they look like on a full plate of food. Sunday dinner, everybody, check that out. Here's what we need to make these ribs. We need a seasoned salt, onion powder, garlic powder, unseasoned meat tenderizer, and Sazon seasoning packets. If you don't want to use the Sazon seasoning packets, that's okay, leave those off. As for the meat tenderizer, make sure you use unseasoned, because if you use seasoned meat tenderizer, you'll be adding more salt to your meat. And trust me, you don't want to do that. All right? Okay, and if you don't have meat tenderizer, then so long as you season your meat, you'll just cook it a little bit longer. That's all. All right, so you can see I'm liberally sprinkling each side of the meat. Some of these are cut so perfectly, it's going to have 4 sides, but the others are going to have sort of like 3 sides. So you want to season every side of your meat. All right? Liberally season it. Careful with that seasoned salt, that you don't over salt your meat, because remember, it's going to get sauce on at the end. It's going to get a barbecue sauce, so don't over salt it, because you're still going to get flavor from the barbecue sauce, so it'll help out some. No worries. All right, so season these and we'll move on to the next step. So into a pan, you want to put some oil. You don't want to put too much. You don't want to cover these in oil. It's totally unnecessary. These are going in the oven. We just want to brown them right here. You want to brown them nicely too. So you want to do every side, and you're going to cook these as long as you can on the top of the stove without burning them, because what happens is the longer you cook them on the top of the stove, the quicker they will get done in that oven. All right, but be very careful, don't burn them. All right, if you haven't hit that like button by now, please do so. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you'll be one of the first ones to know when I put a new video up. And by all means, leave a comment, please. All right, back to our recipe. All right, so we're going to turn these until you get them as brown as you want to get them. We don't want a really dark brown, okay? I mean, like burned, don't. So you're going to turn these until they get a nice color on them, a nice caramelized color. All right, so let them cook. All right, you can use any kind of oil too. So if you have questions about that, you can at this point use vegetable oil. It's rather lighter oil, so it will heat up quicker than like a corn oil or a peanut oil. So like a heavier oil. So if you have like a veggie oil, you can mix like half veggie, half corn oil. That's what I usually fry chicken in. So I usually do that. That holds up without that oil turning dark and burning too much. So. But if you use vegetable oil, you do want to keep your heat down on like a medium, because yes, it will. It'll take that bits of seasoning off that meat, or, child, trust me, it will just turn dark and burn, period. That is a really light oil, trust me. If you do want to brown these in an olive oil, that will work. Absolutely. So any questions about oil? All right, so we're going to move on to the next steps. You're going to brown them more than they're browned right here. Brown them as much as you want to. On to the next step. All right, so we're going to get these into a single layer. So in a pan, I've lined a baking pan with aluminum foil. So we're going to put them all in a single layer. If you only have a small pan and you have to pile these on top of each other, then you're going to make sure that you pay attention to the ones at the bottom too. So you're going to be really careful that all of your meat has the same amount of sauce on it. All right, now all of it's tender when you get it out of the oven, fork tender. So these are going to stay in the oven from, you're going to put it on a 350 degree, 350, 375 if you want to. And you're going to put these in for about a half an hour. You're going to keep checking them until they are fork tender. They're going to get ready very, very quickly. All right, so you saw that into my barbecue sauce. I just put a few extra things. It is not necessary. If you just want to use just barbecue sauce, that is fine. So barbecue sauce, white wine, you kind of make yourself a liquid that's going to steam these. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to take, instead of putting water, now normally what I would do is I'll put like a half a cup of water in here. I'll put some barbecue sauce. I'll let it cook down. All right, but this time I just decided, hey, I'm going to spruce up the barbecue sauce. I'm going to throw a few things in there, put it in here and see how it comes out. And actually it worked out just fine. Some of that barbecue sauce flavor actually cooked down into the meat. So you're going to pour that mixture over. So you're going to make sure it's liquid too. So you don't want it to be the consistency of barbecue sauce. You actually want it to be a liquid so that it can steam these and get them quite tender. So as I said, about 30 minutes in the oven, you're going to put them in there. 30 minutes, you're going to take it out and you're going to check it. So you're going to check it with a fork and you're going to make sure if they're ready at 30 minutes, because it depends on your oven. So if they're ready at that point, then you're going to sauce them. You're going to take them out and you're going to sauce them. If they're not ready, you're going to cover them back up. You're going to put them back in. So when it's done cooking, it's got that liquid on it. We're going to pour that liquid off that's in that pan. We don't need it. We want our barbecue sauce to cook and be kind of sticky on there, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so we're going to start pouring our barbecue sauce. Yes, I'm using store-bought today. My dad will have a freaking fit if he knew that. But I am using Kraft Sweet Honey barbecue sauce. All right, so I'm going to get that barbecue sauce on every rib, and then we're going to brush it evenly on there so that we get this beautiful coat of sauce on the outside. Trust me, we're going to love it. If you want to make barbecue sauce, your own homemade barbecue sauce, hey, try it. But today, not for me. Store-bought, but check that out. All right, so we're going to brush it on here like this. We're going to brush it on there kind of heavy or whatever, because we're going to put this in the oven. And we put this in the oven, we're going to let this side cook, and then what's going to happen is we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. And the reason why we do that is because we want that evenly sticky coating all over that rib. It's so good. Trust me, I'm telling you. These are so good. I love this cut of meat. All right. All right, so look. That's what they look like when they're coming out of that oven. So straight out of the oven, flip them over. Same thing to the other side. It's so doggone tender too. So when you do this sauce part, then you want to turn your heat up. And the reason why you do, because you want it to cook on there very, very quickly. So if you want to put it under the broiler, you're going to have to watch it, though, because it will burn. It's barbecue sauce, just sugar in it. So it'll burn. But if you want to put it under the broiler to get it done quicker, yep, you could do that. Make it easier, because you don't want to keep cooking this meat. It's already very, very tender. Very. So I'll put that on there really thick, really thick. And we are going to brush it on here. We're going to do the same thing we just did. So we're going to put it in the oven a couple minutes just until that coating gets on there real nice and sticky. And hey, I'm going to take it right out. You can blink. These are ready. They are beautiful. Look at that, everybody. Look at that. Came out great. This is what it looks like on the plate. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all better go make this. It's so good. Thanks for watching, everybody. See y'all next time. For more great recipes, tips, and ideas, check out some of my other videos.